Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and I wanted to make a quick gauntlet tutorial with some basic tips for people that have maybe never tried the gauntlet or are maybe you're new to Path of Exile. Although, if you're new to Path of Exile, you're going to have a very rough time with the gauntlet. But at the very least, you might be able to kill Hillock and pick up the Glove MTX for free. So TGD are gracing us with our very own cosmetic for the first time ever. So if you kill Hillock, you get a Gauntlet cosmetic, and this cosmetic will actually continue to progress with you as you level. So once you're level 40, for example, it'll say that you reached level 40 in the Gauntlet. So to start the Gauntlet, it'll be similar to this like boss kill event where it'll say like Zizaran's Gauntlet, and you just click join, and you'll be able to play there. Killing Hillock on a ranged character is usually easy. Now, I don't actually know what each individual boss ability is that they're changing things. So, for example, Hillock could have the Shaper Beam. We don't know, which obviously that would make it hard for ranged and very hard for melee. But either way, there will always be a way to kill Hillock no matter what they do to him. And I just know some generic things that they're changing and some ideas of what they're doing. Killing Hillock is the easiest with either a ranger or a witch, because they are ranged and just super easy. I want to show probably the hardest is a Marauder, and a lot of people are going to be going Marauder. So I'm going to show the concept of what you need to do as a Marauder. Obviously this is not all the crazy damage mods and stuff, but it'll actually, watching this will teach you a few really important things. If you've never played the Gauntlet before and you find it like hilarious that I'm making a tutorial for Hillock, it's very hard. Most people can't get past Act 1. So it is genuinely very hard. So a few things: putting move only on mouse button 1, always attack without moving on heavy strike, that's going to help you. And worst case scenario, if Hillock is super hard, you can do a similar thing to what you do for Nagoroshi farming, which is full clear the beach, make a new character, full clear the beach on that, and like keep making new characters and waiting for it to respawn. I think it's like 6 minutes or 8 minutes for the beach to respawn. So you could get like level 4 or 5 and some gear before killing Hillock, and that would be a lot easier. So the important thing here is just realizing how strong it is to run in a counterclockwise circle. As you can see, he can't hit me at all. Now, I don't know if they're giving him some fucked up ability like Shaper Beam, Exarch Balls. I always put in some fun requests. I don't know like what they actually end up doing. But I imagine Exarch Balls here. It would be really fun, I think. But as you can see, I'm not getting hit a single time. And obviously I can just stay here indefinitely. And I don't think he's that much faster in Gauntlet. Maybe a little bit. It is harder. It is a lot harder. And he'll probably one-hit you. So you need to be able to do this without getting hit. This very often he will one-hit you. We've had some gauntlets where he freezes you per hit, so then you're just dead. Now be careful about if you're going like this. You can see that now he can actually hit me. Whereas like just moving a little bit to the left, counterclockwise, super easy. So again, move counterclockwise, not clockwise. Now, there are loads of different things you can do to make the gauntlet easier for you. You could kill Hillock several times before even going to the coast. For casters, you could keep making new characters and checking for, let's say, +1 fire or +1 lightning, depending on what you need. You can make sure you're getting movement speed boots. You can make sure you're getting 3 links. You can, like, there is quite a lot you can do here to set yourself up for the start. And you really want to overkill. Now, normally what we end up doing is that we would normally just run through the coast. But in Gauntlet, you actually want to full clear. Like, obviously, I would be using Ground Slam or something. I wouldn't be using Heavy Strike from this point onward. But you really want to full clear. And this might sound ridiculous, but being as much as like 8 to 12, even 15 if you're really careful, anywhere between 8 to 15 levels over, like, a lot of people set like doing the campaign as a goal. So maybe take a day or two to do the campaign and then see how far you can get. Once you get to maps, getting to 95 is surprisingly easy. Whereas doing the campaign is extremely hard. And you'll also notice doing the campaign on multiple characters will be a lot easier once you actually have some currency. Once you're able to get resist capped in Act 1, etc., or chaos resist cap for Act 6, will be so much easier because we do a lot of chaos damage in Act 6 onwards. So make sure you have amethyst rings on your filter, super important. And check the vendors for amethyst rings like in Act 4, 5, and 6. It's going to be very, very important to... I think most people are farming 2 amethyst rings before killing Kitava, and literally won't kill Kitava without 2 amethyst rings. It's too easy to get one shot without that. I remember there was one gauntlet where Weaver was so hard that somebody, I think they were leveled to like 32 or 34 to kill Weaver, and they managed to kill Weaver and they made it all the way through the campaign. But he had died like 13 or 14 times on Weaver when being like 24. And he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna super over level. And obviously it's not just about the tank you're also getting so much damage that you're in the boss fights for so much shorter. I am gonna hope they have an ancestral commander guide out, but also like spellcasters are really good, totem builds are really good. You just really want to make sure you super over level in the gauntlet. It is ridiculously hard. As far as like level zones go, like where it's good to level, I mean, it's a little bit different in the gauntlet, but it's pretty similar to normal. So in Act 1, Ledge is a little scary. Man, all of Act 1 is scary. Probably the safest place is Prisoner's Gate. You also really want to level before Brutus. He ends up being a bit of a wall in the gauntlet. All these 3 zones are pretty safe. Act 2, Northern Forest and Wetlands are both pretty good for XP. City of Sarn, not bad to grind XP in the start because it's so safe. Has some unique monsters. And then obviously Docks. A lot of people probably spend a lot of time here to make sure you're leveled up before. Now, I have mentioned before that there's something interesting at the end of each act. So, if you really want to overlevel. Act 4, Dried Lake is okay, is not particularly good, and Combs Dream is decent. Here, Timber Vincent's, I think a lot of people are going to level to close to 60 here. I'm not joking. Act 6 onwards is really rough. You really want 2 amethyst rings. This is the best place to level. Start focusing on gear. Focus on gear for your reroll for like when you die. This is no longer the Path of Exile you know. This is a survival game. So make sure you get all the help you can get. And then Act 6, I mean Ridge, but you already should be so leveled here at this point that you don't really need to level until you're like Harbor Bridge. And then Harbor Bridge is a really, really good place to level because sometimes in Gauntlet, Blood Aqueduct is so scary. So Harbor Bridge, way, way safer. There's no scary monsters. Blood Aqueduct has several scary monsters. Desecrated Chamber is a good place to level before maps. Make sure you're using your King's March gold to gamble weapons once you're in Act 6. That's when you unlock Johan for King's March. And yeah, once you're in maps, you're fucked. Good luck, and I hope you have an absolute blast. I would recommend just staying in white maps until 90 or 95 and really taking your time. We have some really cool rewards, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the gauntlet, and good luck getting that counter as high as you can get it. Thanks so much for playing, thank you for watching the video, and more importantly, try to die less than I do.